Okay, you guys, lots of questions coming in from my friends who follow politics and what's going to happen in real estate. And so, obviously, we have no idea what will happen. Trump can't just make rates go down to 3%. If you don't know how that works, this is not, you can watch past videos. But what happens if rates do go down to 3%? Whether that is today or it happens over a year, if it happens longer than that, we're not going to talk about that. But let's say it happens immediately. What's going to happen? Okay, a bunch of sellers are going to say, oh, now I can sell because now I can buy. Okay, so there's going to be a ton of inventory coming on the market. Okay, so it's good for sellers because now they go, oh, I can buy my dream house. I can move wherever because they have all that equity that they gained because of the last time rates dropped. Yeah, it was good that rates were low and you could buy, but what happened? Prices through the roof. We had 40% growth, more in some areas in like 1 year. In 1 year. Like, that's not healthy. Why? Because buyers can't buy. The values went up so fast that buyers dropped out. Okay? That's when things started coming back to normal. Prices slowed because interest rates went up. So it knocked buyers out. Okay? What happens when those rates go down? All those buyers who got knocked out will now be able to afford to buy again. What are they going to do? They'll compete. That's what happened last time. They're going to compete on all those homes, and the same thing will happen that happened last time. Prices will go up. Knocks more buyers out, right? Now, not all those buyers are going to come back because of those prices having gone up a total of 50 to 60% over the last 5 years. They just can't afford to buy, right? And then the prices go up again. Now you have more buyers that are out. What does that introduce? That introduces the ability, we haven't seen it very much in our area because we're kind of insulated out in the Shenandoah Valley right now, but it's coming our way and I think people are feeling it. And that is institutional buyers. So if you look in Northern Virginia, DC, all of the bigger populated areas across the country, you have to look at what happened there. Who ended up being able to buy those properties that buyers who got priced out of? People are still buying it, okay? Prices are still going up. People are buying them, but they're not individual people. They're institutional investors. They're large investors who go in and buy whole neighborhoods in some area. You can do a lot of research on this. They go in and they buy and they turn them into rentals. And they're going to hold them forever. These are not like an investor like me coming in and I'm going to buy this home, I'm going to bring it up to standards, get a renter in there and have it for, 10 years, whatever. It's my retirement. I'm going to sell it at that point. Like, I'm providing housing the whole time and I'm helping every single one of my personal renters. They buy a house. Like, I am putting them on that path. I don't want them to be renters forever. I want them to buy a house because that is how in America right now, most people can increase their wealth. The fastest way is real estate. My wealth is from real estate. I'm not wealthy, but what I have and my retirement is real estate, okay? I'm not an institutional buyer. Institutional buyers are there to make money the most amount. It's capitalism, right? So they're buying, whole buildings. My son lives in Philadelphia. An institutional buyer came in and bought all of the student housing. Yeah, so colleges now are selling out to these companies, and then you are forced to rent your sophomore year from either the university or that company. So they're jacking up rents. But you're going to be a renter forever because the whole system is making you unable to buy a house. Okay? Buy a house as quickly as you can. Buy the smallest, cheapest house you can afford. Live in it. It's the fastest way to wealth, and this is going to become out of reach for a lot of people. A lot. It's already out of reach for so many people. Think about all the people you know that cannot buy a home today. They want us to be renters forever. That is the goal of capitalism. so that all that money is going to the people on top. That is the goal, okay? It doesn't matter. This is not political. It's capitalism. That's what that is. As a real estate agent, my job is to get you to be a homeowner as fast as possible. Please, if you can do it, do it, because it's fast becoming not possible for too many people. If you have the opportunity, do it. Buy something small. It can be a mobile, it can be anything. Open up your mind. It doesn't need to be your dream house. Your first house is not going to be your dream house. Guarantee it, okay? You just need something. And you need to be collecting that equity, not your landlord, because you are paying a mortgage. You are right now. If you are paying rent, you are paying someone's mortgage. It should be yours. Think about the value in the last 5 years, how much rent you paid, and then the value of the place that you're staying at, how much that value went up. So your landlord not only got your rent, they got the equity. That's just, it's a game. You have to play it because it can impact your long-term life, right? That is why they didn't want Black people to own homes back then. That is why they wanted to keep that from them. And now they're going to keep it from everyone they can because they want all of the money. So buy a home. Doesn't have to be with me. Just buy a home. Okay? That's all I can tell you. Buy as soon as you can for as cheap as you can. You'll be in the best position that you can. That's what I've done my whole life. That's what I still do when I buy property. I want the smallest, cheapest house in the best neighborhood that I can. But I want to be on that bottom. So I'm getting all of the equity, I'm getting in cheap, and I'm making the most money. My value rises faster than the large homes rise, and I have more buyers available for them. I can help more families with renting them. That is what I do, and it works. Okay, so that's a whole different consumerism, and we all want these amazing homes that we see on HGTV and that our friends have, and we don't need that. We don't. You know, think about the houses we grew up in. We didn't grow up in, most of us, I mean, maybe you did. I didn't. I grew up in shitty houses. But you know what? I was safe. I was warm. They were rentals, so we didn't get any of the value. But my kid now gets the value, right? This is also generational. So if you have questions, reach out. I know, like, I'm not a person that makes questions up for videos. People ask me these things, and I love y'all. You're my tribe. I will give you my opinion. You know that. Just buy a house. Buy a house. Reach out to someone. Talk to someone. There are 0% down programs. There are grant programs. There are things to help. Get together with family. Buy together if you can't do it on your own. You know, we don't all have to live in our separate homes. That's something else that capitalism has forced onto us. We haven't lived like that most of the millennia that we've been alive. Live with your family, live with your kids, buy property together. Multi-generational is what you need. You need that help, right? We cannot do it all on our own. We can't. I can't. And I like being alone. Which is why I'm alone right now. Taking a week by myself to work and just not have to worry about anyone else. It's great. But we need that community. We can't do it all on our own all of the time. So buy property with other people. Yeah, there might be problems. There are things you got to think about. I know. Trust me. I know. Do it. Figure out a way. You can do it. I promise.